What's up, y'all? Back at it, and I just finished looking at The Mummy. Now, when it comes to this movie, I got mixed feelings on it, man. There's some parts I like about it, then there's a lot of parts I dislike about it. For one, I feel like they should have chose a different title. I feel like myself and other people are going to go see this movie thinking it's going to be close to like The Mummy from the 90s slash early 2000s, and no, it has nothing to do with that. It's no tie-ins, and I think they even made an announcement. But for some odd reason, I thought they were trying to psych me out, and I thought we was going to see Brandon up in there somewhere. But no, it really has nothing to do with the old Mummy movies. Um, and then it's really gruesome. Like it's gruesome, and then it's cringe. It's man, it's some really weird stuff that happens in this movie, and a lot of the decision making it's stupid if you ask me. Some of it's smart, and I understand. You know, you lost your daughter; she's been missing for 8 years. You found her. You know, the way y'all are with her and stuff like that. I get that, but then some of the decisions, like to stay in the home, you know, stuff like that. I'm like, who would do that? I'm gone. I'm hauling ass. Hey, peace. I'll see you later. But they choose to stay. Fuck that. So some of the decision making will make you mad overall. But I will say, it does have a lot of jump scares. It does have some scary moments. I feel like if anything, this movie will have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable with some of the scenes they choose to show. Now, like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything, but with some of the scenes they choose to go with, I can definitely see people being like, "Yo, this it just left me feeling a little bit uncomfortable." You know, I mean, and that's how I felt, and the person with me was felt the same way. Like it was some scenes where it's just kind of like, nah, bro, shit ain't for me. Can close your eyes type of thing. But I will say the final act. Well, I wouldn't say the final act, but the final moment and how they got their revenge and payback. I will say that was nice. That was a nice touch. It was unexpected. In fact, that kind of saved this movie for me. Honestly, it probably would have been something I wouldn't recommend, but I really enjoyed what they did in the end, and it was a nice twist and something you don't see happen too often. So I will say they did a great job with that. But also, I will say towards the end, it did feel like, damn, what's the name of that movie? Evil Dead Rising. It kind of felt like that towards the end. In fact, I would go as far as to say it kind of felt like I would say like a DLC or something. Like if you were playing a video game, it'd be a DLC because I want to say like some of the parts felt like they were just straight up copies, but just made for this movie. When it comes to the final act, the third act, and that could just be me feeling like that. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like they definitely took a lot of parts from that movie. Or if you've seen Evil Dead Rising, you could pretty much say you've seen 40 to 60% of this Mummy movie. But again, I think what's really going to hurt it is the fact that they chose to go with the name The Mummy. If they changed it to something else, maybe this movie would have I guess be a little better in the fan eyes, but I feel like that's going to hurt it the most, and then just how uncomfortable it is. But a lot of the characters in this movie are very likable. You're rooting for them. You understand where they're coming from. You feel sad for them. Other than the grandma, the grandma was, I don't know. She was a little much, if you ask me. But other than the grandma, everyone else was pretty much likable. Some of the stuff, the demon or the possessed little girl does is just a little cringe, a little just over the top, and why would you do that? Like it just, feel like something that you would see, I guess, in a what I'm saying, 90s or 80s film, and you would just like that's stupid. And seeing it this day and age just make you say even more that's stupid. But maybe it's just me reading too much into it. But all in all, is it worth watching? I would say not. At least not in theaters, but at home, Halloween, late night, you got someone with you trying to scare the girl. Yeah, then I would say yeah, go ahead, give it a watch. But for me, it's a one and done. Don't see myself going back to it. But let me know your thoughts if you have seen it, and if you haven't, let me know if you're planning on going to see it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.